And we are live. Hello and welcome to another stream with me, Christian Rauchwald, on this beautiful Wednesday morning for a change to sunny day again. So we have episode number 19 already of Comment Chaos Live. As usual, we're going to check out some of the comments that I receive on the YouTube channel, and I'll try to properly answer them to, see what other people are asking about different projects, what their opinions are, what they'd like to know, and so on. And on top of that, answer the questions that you might have here in the chat as well. The question in the chat I will address at the end after we are through with the comments. That said, in case you missed it, yesterday we had an interesting stream with the founder of heliummart.com. I'm going to share the link. Live stream, going over the use cases and future of Helium Network. And honestly, while I am obviously doing my best to stay on top of all of the projects, the first name I remember, the last name is hard for me to recall, shared a couple of really great use cases that make me more bullish on the project. If it's worth it or not to still get a hotspot if you don't have one yet is a different question. I mean, I feel Helium Network has a lot of long-term potential. But yeah, if you are considering or looking for ways to have some long-term investments and earn some additional crypto, definitely check out yesterday's interview to learn what Helium Network is all about and what it has, or the potential that it has in the future. That said, as usual, everything that I share in this video/live stream is my personal opinion and in no way financial professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. And last but not least, as usual, we try to keep these streams here for like the 15-minute range, or in the 50. We try to keep these streams here in the 15-minute range. Not so hard, and that's why I'm going to start a timer. And then I'm going to share my screen. As you know, we are using Agora Pulse to manage our social media content. You can find a link to that in the description down below. And with that, we're going to get started. There are not many comments. Yesterday, we also had only a few. Today, it's also not that much. There is like a further reply in one of the chains of comments, and which is one of the reasons why we are using Agora Pulse, because I would not see those replies in the YouTube studio directly. So there are 40, and for those of you who are wondering, it's about Pi Network. There are 45 million people all trying to pass KYZ, and the whole process is being managed by around 100 people in the core team. It is far more important for future success and the value of Pi that mass KYZ is achieved correctly and legally. It's going to take time and patience from everybody. Hi, Ikmal. Great that you made it. I think that's an accurate statement. Mostly, I don't think there's only 100 people. Yes, I mean, there are the people in the core team that develop the process, but there are also, I don't know how many thousands of validators. So people that already passed and with doing validations actually help along with the process. I personally believe that the mass KYZ is already working relatively well. The problem is more in human psychology, that everybody that submits KYZ and passes it in 15 minutes, an hour a day, will not spend their time to complain about anything on the YouTube channels, in the comments, on Reddit, and so on. But obviously, if we say 10% of users out of 45 million, that would already be 4.5 million. If we say 1% of users, that would still be 450,000 people. So if we say 1% of people has an issue with KYZ, either they cannot start it, or it's taking them too long, or whatever it is. I've covered all those things in videos already, especially in the last couple of weeks. Hi, Damien, and good morning to you as well. So if there's only 1% that has an issue, that's 450,000 people, and they are more likely to leave comments, because if something's not working and you're frustrating, you're more likely to look for some videos, some posts, a community where you can complain in quotes about, or whatever, I'm waiting 7 months to get migrated, or my KYZ is pending for half a year or something. And that makes us then feel like it's a big issue, but I personally think it's not a big issue. I personally I don't have the numbers for it, so I cannot prove it. It's just that usually people that don't have things working are more likely to complain. And people where everything is working are usually not spending their time to leave reviews. It's also, if you were to look at some review platform, not for Pi Network, but in general for any product, and you would see, I don't know, they have 10% bad reviews or so, it's actually not 10%, because many of the happy customers will not go and write a review because they're happy. Why should they spend their time writing something? Yeah. And that's always something to keep in mind. Yeah. So, but yeah, so like I think Mass KYZ is actually going. I would love for the core team to share a little bit more updates into whatever, like this month we've had whatever 1 million people pass KYZ, or 5 million people, or 500,000, to give us a little bit more feedback how well it's going, and to provide a public number to show people that are unhappy with how long it takes for a few, that actually for most it's working very well. And yeah, but yeah, that's, yeah, like we'll have to wait and see how long it takes to get everyone verified. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens by the end of the year, with the exception of, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, maybe 5% of people that got their accounts flagged, or where their name doesn't match the ID or something like that. Yeah. Next comment on the Pi Network KYZ FAQ video that we just released a couple of days ago. And yeah, what are your top 3 best, most profitable passive income plays? Yeah, I mean, that's a tricky question to answer, because it varies on a lot of different factors, because there is passive income that requires zero work. So like, for example, if we talk about, you can check it on my channel, of course, like bandwidth sharing apps like Honeygain and so on, they require zero work. You just set them up either on your phone and have them run in the background, or like we have an energy saving computer that runs 24/7 and runs a lot of apps like that. So bandwidth sharing and whatever, like decentralized storage where we get paid in crypto and stuff like that. And so that's one thing, but it doesn't make us rich. Yeah, it brings us, I don't know, like, I mean, bandwidth sharing, of course, with referral earnings and so on, brings us a couple thousand per year. So obviously, if you do not have a way to promote it to a bigger audience, then those numbers will not be the same for you. But if you use it yourself, and then once you reach a payout, at least on your own social media profiles, share, hey, I just got $20 from Honeygain, here's how you can also do it, then you will also easily get 5, 10, 15, 20 referrals, depending on where you post it, how often you post it. And yeah, like, and that way you will also then earn more, of course. Yeah. But that would be the no effort passive income. So you really don't have to do anything. Yeah. Then there is also and you don't have to invest anything. You just need to sign up for an app. And again, I have videos about the different platforms, and also then payment proofs, also videos pointing out which platforms don't pay out. So you probably shouldn't waste your time with it. So you can check out that. It's, in my opinion, it's like a no-brainer to do. Yeah, it's really bandwidth sharing apps, no-brainer, especially if you have a spare Raspberry Pi, for example, or a computer that might anyway run 24/7. But even if you don't have a computer that runs 24/7, then just having it run on your regular computer whenever you use it, yes, then you'll earn less. But still, while you're using it, something in the background earns you a couple dollars every month extra. So yeah. Then there are obviously passive income solutions that require an investment. So for example, that would be, if we talk about, like, since I mentioned it, Helium Network, yeah, you buy a Helium Network hotspot, either a light hotspot or a full hotspot. And with some of the full hotspots like Cortex network hotspots, or in the future also the Brovan Mary IoT hotspots, you can so-called multi-mine, or whatever it's called for Cortex, I forgot already. And which means you'll earn Helium, or not Helium tokens anymore. You'll earn IoT tokens from the Helium hotspot. And if you have a Brovan or Cortex hotspot, then you can also run things like Honeygain and other bandwidth sharing apps on the same hotspot, which means it will also do the bandwidth sharing for you and earn you more. And basically it will do that 24/7. And since it's based on a Raspberry Pi, it will use around, like, I don't know, it uses like 5 watts of electricity, so like a couple dollars per year. So definitely faster, profitable than running a whole computer 24/7. Yeah, but it requires a one-time investment. So you have to, I don't know, if you buy a used hotspot on eBay or so, where you should pay with PayPal for buyer protection and whatnot. Yeah, you're looking at probably at least around $100. Or you go for the startup package that Helium is currently offering. Check out the live stream. There's a link to that as well in the live stream's description. So, and I already shared the live stream link. And then you have the option to say, okay, you spend 400 euro on different sensors, like open close sensors, water leakage sensors, and so on, that you can actually use, that offer you a benefit, and then you get a hotspot for free. But that's the other kind of passive income. It's like you have a one-time investment and then you set it up and you pretty much forget it, and you just basically check once in a while that the hotspot is still running. And maybe nowadays they're really running stable. In the early days, here and there, you had to unplug it or restart it or so to make sure it works again. Yeah. But that would be the next thing. Another part there would be staking. So if we, for example, hit up, like one of my favorite projects, although the price development has been horrible, I'm going to provide an updated video in the near future, actually in the next couple of weeks about it, would be High, or originally called High Dollar. And they have gigapools where basically you provide liquidity. So you go to PancakeSwap or Uniswap, and there you stake, or not stake, but you provide liquidity. So you add high-end BUSD or high-end USDC to the gigapool, and then you get liquidity tokens from the pool that you can stake here, which means then in the pool itself, you already earn an interest based on transaction fees. So a part of the pool, if you say, I don't know, like what min price, max price, I'm like in liquidity free, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a wallet link, so I cannot do anything right now here, yeah. But every time somebody uses the pool to swap high to BUSD or high to USDC, if you're staking in the Uniswap gigapool, you earn a small part of that fee. And then on top of that, by staking and locking up your liquidity tokens in the high gigapool page, you'll receive interest as well. So there's like per year 50 million high that they distribute in the pools, and depending on what share you hold of the staked pool, that's how much you get per day, and that's then unlocked after 1 year. So which means it's like passive income tied to making an initial investment, and obviously with some risk attached, because when the high token falls, you suffer a small loss. But basically it has to fall a certain amount before the currently 140% APY don't compensate for that loss anymore. Yeah. And so that would be another way for passive income. And then but both of those, or all of those, so if we talk about bandwidth sharing apps, if we talk about Helium hotspots or staking, all of those don't require time. They just require either nothing, really just sign up, install, set and forget, check once per month how much you earned with the bandwidth sharing apps, or a one-time investment like with the staking. Doesn't matter if it's the high giga pool, which is, in my opinion, one of the best pools out there in terms of the interest offered. Yeah. So, but again, my personal opinion, do your own research. I believe in High as a project. Other people may not. So, really up to you. And there you then need a one-time investment. And after that, you just check how the project is developing. And basically after 1 year, you decide if you want to keep your stuff staked till the end of the pool, which is next year in February. And then until 25th of February 2025, all the rewards will unlock. Or if you want to claim everything as early as possible and maybe swap it back from High into some other crypto or so, yeah. But again, none of that requires time. Now, when we talk about real passive income or other areas of passive income, then I actually, so like there, I said, that's why there is more. There is, for example, one thing we do is affiliate marketing. So we have a small software business. It's nothing fancy, but it's something I developed years ago, and that brings us like, some revenue every month. And that software basically is an addition to some other product, and we promote that other product. And every time somebody signs up using our affiliate link, we receive a 40% monthly commission. So as long as that company or business or entrepreneur, whatever, is using that software, every month we get 40% commission from their payments. Every payment they make, we get 40%, which requires effort. You have to look for which project or which product services can you promote. And then how do you promote them? So how can you point out, hey, this is a great product? And how can you then share that content to put it in front of the right people, so people that actually would benefit from that product? Yeah. But it's also something where if you do it right, it's one-time effort, but not one time in like 5 minutes. but like half a year of effort, maybe a year of effort to whatever, build a YouTube channel that focuses on tools for businesses, and then you focus on promoting software through your videos. Yeah, write blog posts, create boards on Pinterest, answer questions on Quora where that software is the solution to the question, and then add your affiliate link and so on. Yeah, so but that's then really nice passive income, because if I look at affiliate marketing, for example, I mean, it's not the high priced example, yeah, but every month we receive a $4.50 commission from a product I don't even know. I don't know what we promoted there. Every month we get a $4.50 payment for a product that I don't even remember. Yeah, it's not much. It's $50 per year, but or almost $60 or 55 or something like that per year, but it's like passive. Yeah, and on top of that, from other things like, so the software that we promote on average, or since we started promoting it in 2019, we made around $70,000 or $65,000 in commission from promoting that software. And every month, just passively, without putting a lot of effort into, again, finding new users or whatever, we get around like $1,000 to $2,000 in commission from that. Yeah. And of course, that's before taxes and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so your mileage varies. There are no free best, most profitable passive income plays, because it really depends on your situation. If you have a lot of money, it's easier to invest money to generate more money. If you don't have a lot of money, but you have a lot of time, it's easier to invest your time. Yeah. So it really comes down to what you're good at, how much time you have, how much money you have available, so your personal situation. And then depending on that, you can find the right way to get started. And then, yeah, I mean, another way is obviously investing. So even if you have little money, if you start investing step by step, well, then you also build passive income over time if you invest the right way and generate a profit with your investments. Because then, especially if you don't manage them yourself anymore, because then if you, I don't know, if you have 100,000 and somehow you find a way to invest and consistently make 10% return per year, well, then that's $10,000 per year before taxes that you make in profits. And that's also passive income then, if you don't have to manage that portfolio yourself. Yeah. And yeah, I probably, like, we're right now in discussions, but we're not 100% sure, but I might actually launch a short, whatever, 3 or 5 day challenge or something in the very near future. So in the next, whatever, like 1 to 3 months, to actually show people some of the ways that we are doing. Because one of the things that I'm really grateful for, and I mean, not grateful, but where I'm happy that we put in the effort, is that we actually focused from 2019, when we were like, really, we had like 15,000 euro or $18,000 in savings. Yeah. And Irina quit her job a couple months before, and I basically canceled my last consulting contract because I didn't want to do it anymore. When we then started again from scratch, so really, okay, we have those savings and we have to make it work. So living in Ukraine, costs of living are cheaper and whatnot. Yeah. So we had like 6 to 8 months of money until we have to make money again, because otherwise we're broke and have no money to pay bills. And I'm really like, one of the best decisions was to build multiple things, not at the same time, because there's a quote that goes, whoever chases 2 rabbits catches none. But build something, and once you see it's working, it doesn't have to work perfectly yet, but once you know it works relatively well without your full attention anymore, then you start building the next thing in terms, and think about how you can combine things. Yeah, affiliate marketing is something that fits very well with a lot of things if you are actively doing something. If you're in the habit of, I don't know, sharing whenever you buy something new or you go on vacation or stuff like that, well, you might as well look for an affiliate program for whatever it is you're sharing. So if I would be in the habit to always share, oh, look, we got a new GPU, I bought a new microphone, or we got a new, I don't know, fancy smart scale or some other stuff, well, then I could sign up for the Amazon affiliate program, and every time I share it, use an affiliate link. Yes, it will not make me rich, but it doesn't create a lot of effort. And I suddenly, instead of just posting to show stuff that I bought, I post, and on top of that can earn a couple dollars back. Yeah? Or going on vacation or whatever. If you are happy with a credit card that you're using because of the benefit it offers, well, then look if they have some kind of affiliate program, or if at least if you invite a friend, if you can get some one-time payment or some other benefits, well, then do it this way. But the best affiliate marketing and passive income plays, in my opinion, would then be affiliate marketing from products that pay you recurring commissions. So where if you bring a user to something where you don't get a one-time payment, but where you then get a recurring payment. If we stay in the crypto area, for example, there would be, I mean, with the bigger exchanges, it's not the case, unfortunately, and the smaller ones, they're most likely, many of them are crappy, but when it comes to finance area in general, there are very often platforms that offer recurring commissions based on the fees. So you bring somebody to whatever exchange ABC, and when they then trade there and the exchange has a small fee that they charge, you get whatever 30% of that fee, which means if the user keeps using the exchange for the next 10 years, with every transaction, you get a little bit of money. And if you bring enough users, that little bit sums up to quite a lot. Yeah. Yeah, we have like a few of those things, but again, there you have to pick and choose your battles in terms of picking the exchanges or the services that you actually would personally recommend. Yeah, I'm really trying my best. So whenever I recommend something or share something, it's something I'm using myself. It might change in the future. So there might be a video about, like, for example, Income by Spider, where I made a review and I started using it. And then I provided the payout proof because I got the first payout. But then with the second payout, suddenly I didn't get the payout anymore. So then over time, things change, of course. Yeah. But I only share things either when I discover them and there's no risk to it. Like, so if you use a bandwidth sharing app and they don't pay you, well, you wasted a little bit of time, but you don't really had any damage. You didn't have to invest anything. Yeah. Or once I have proof that it's actually working, that's when I usually share things. But I know, like, you could also share things that you don't believe in or that you think, okay, I'm not using it, but I know it's a good solution for other people. Affiliate marketing, definitely the thing to go. Now we're already over time because of that, but we only have 3 more comments to do. A little bit of one of the more annoying comments. After doing this, will I get money for my Pi? So after passing KYC, no, you don't get money for your Pi. I mean, yeah. And yeah, there we have, like, somebody cannot submit their KYC application. If any one of you is watching right now, and when you go to the Pi KYC app and you cannot start it, I'm going to share it instead. Can start Pi network KYC. Then check out this video because it explains why and what you have to do. And then we have, like, last but not least, 2 comments on yesterday for the Helium stream, hold until 2032. Yeah, I also think that the investment horizon to look at for Helium right now would be 5 to 10 years. So now the network coverage is there, as we mentioned or clarified yesterday during the interview and stream. And now it's up to get more devices out there that actually use the network, and that will take a couple of years. And yeah, like 5 to 10 years will be the point where Helium Network either pays off hugely for the people that bought cheap or got the tokens early or whatever, or where the project fails because of lack of adaption. So, considering like the investment or risk reward ratio, I feel like it's a good play, at least for our personal situation. Of course, if you don't have the money for a hotspot, for example, and you would need to borrow money or take a loan or use your credit card or so, then don't get one. Then you simply are not yet in the position to make that kind of investment, even though we are talking about like $100 to $300-$400 here. Yeah. Then look for other things. Maybe use bandwidth sharing apps to build up more funds so that you then have the money to invest into bigger things. So, but if you have, I don't know, a couple $1,000 laying around in quotes, and you're like, okay, I want to invest something, but I don't know into what, then take a look at Helium Network, check out the interviews, you'll learn more about the use cases, potential, and so on. And then for you, potentially, it might be a fitting investment to say, okay, I'm going to get one of those hotspots, plug it in, and enjoy collecting some crypto here that in 5 to 10 years might be worth a lot more. Yeah. Same video, same thing. And then last comment for today: if I lock up for 3 years, that will change after 3 years. I'm not sure I understand the comment, but in Pi Network, obviously, if you lock up or if you set a 3-year lockup period, then every migration that you have, when the coins migrate, whatever percentage you configured, so for example, 10% for or 25% for 3 years, then those at the time of migration, those 25% will be locked up for that period and will unlock after that period. Now, if you then don't change your migration settings and the next migration happens, because we're still pushing the button in the Pi Network app, which means we still get coins credited, then the next migration would happen the same. But after the first migration, you can also update your lockup settings so that you say, okay, from my first migration, where you get more because it's like accumulated over a longer time and it was higher mining rates back then. I want to lock up whatever 50% or 90% for 1 year or 3 years. But then from the future migrations, I want to lock up less. Yeah, you could theoretically also lock up 200%, which is a little bit like misleading, because it basically I'm not sure if I remember it right. It then would also affect already coins that you earn in the future. Yeah, so something like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it from the YouTube comment section. Now, in terms of the chat, there was not much other than Ikmal asking how many percent do I think have passed KYZ in Pi Network. Honestly, no idea. Like really no idea, because there are some numbers shared. Maybe 10%, but the number could be so much higher, because as said, there is nobody going to, I passed KYZ, now I'm going to go to YouTube and share in every comment of every Pi Network video that I passed. Yeah, but there are people that cannot submit it. Maybe those are even scammers that are frustrated that they cannot get to KYZ, that are then going to, I'm going to just damage the reputation of the project, that then open every Pi Network video and leave the same garbage comment. It's like a scam, I cannot submit it or so. So it's really hard to say. I wish the core team would share more. But if I look at friends and acquaintances and also the users in our Discord community that are using Pi Network, I don't know if there's a single one that was unable to submit their KYZ application or hasn't completed it yet. Yeah. And so I feel like it's like a growing number. But it could already be 30%. I would have no idea. And there's no way, technically, there's no way to verify. I think there are 1.5 million wallets on the mainnet already that have a balance or so, if I recall it correctly, but don't quote me on that. It's just something that I have from the top of my head. I might just get things mixed up right now. But there are more people that are already KYZ verified, but that are waiting for the migration to happen. Yeah, so it's really, really hard to say. At the end of the day, when it comes to Pi Network, I made my first video about it in 2019 or 20, I think 2020, or 20 or 21, 20, yeah, probably. And so it's already years. And we only now, like a couple months ago, already back then in the early days, there was the Pi lifestyle community where you, with a lot of steps involved, could spend some of your Pi, yeah. But really only with the open mainnet and the first migration. So basically half a year ago, roughly, we're actually able to use some coins. So we're talking about years of time that it took to get here. And it really doesn't matter that much if it takes another year until we have 90% KYZ verified, or if it's done in a month. At the end of the day, it's like it's not like something where you put in $1,000 or $5,000 or your life savings, and now suddenly there are delays. It's a free project where we push a button once per day, and I'd rather have the core team take longer and do things right than rush to the open mainnet just to have thousands of people or hundreds of thousands of people crush whatever value Pi can have by just selling, because there are not enough use cases. They don't fully understand what's going on or what they can do with the coins. Yeah. But anyway, gonna sum this up. So we went over time as usual. Someday I'm gonna manage to stay within the time limits. As for the rest of the day, today there will be, I'll have to check my calendar real quick. There will be a daily market mastery stream at 3:30 p.m. GMT +2 on my popular investor channel. Not sure which company we're gonna look at today, but I'm looking forward to that. And then at 7 p.m. GMT +2, you can find me on my Twitch channel. We're going to continue my playthrough of Thief, where we are currently playing on a custom difficulty to finish the game on this custom difficulty and finish it on hard and finish it without being seen and without killing anyone and so on, achievements. And then we're going to have some random small talk. So not as much about money, crypto and stuff like that, but just like casual things about life and how things are going. So if you want to see me there, just check for Christian Rauchenwald on Twitch as well. That's it. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow there will not be a Comment Chaos live because Irina has her driving exam, so we're not going to be at home in the morning. Yeah, in my calendar it's in the morning. Yeah. Okay, Irina corrects me. She says maybe it's in the afternoon, so there may or may not be a stream, but I would say right now likely not, because I also skipped today's workout because my muscles are still hurting as if I'm 90 years old. So hopefully I'm better tomorrow and I can have my workout tomorrow then instead. So which means there will be the next stream then on Monday. I will schedule them before the end of the week, so you will be able to just check the YouTube channel and see like the dates. Starting next week, as mentioned, the streams will be sooner. They will be at, checking calendar again, they will be at 7:30 GMT plus 2. So that's 2.5 hours earlier than now, which should make it easier for people in the US to join, since it's then not like midnight or later for them, potentially. And I hope that also works for you, and see you then there. Thank you all for tuning in.